Hi everyone, I'm Bonzinator, and today I'll be showing you how to put the Castles of Burgundy Special Edition back in the box. I have the terrain pack, but I'm not showing you how to put that in because it has its own case and it does fine on its own. You don't need to put that one in the original game box. If you have this game, you know that there's multiple layers of plastic inserts that come with the original box. I actually tossed the top one, but I'll get to that. I started with the bottom here, and if you just got the game, this is how you're going to box it up. So the vineyard plastic goes on the very bottom. Then you're going to have all the expansion pieces. Now, I do have the acrylic upgrades, so this is where I keep all the acrylic expansions. The vineyard tiles go in the vineyard green canvas bag here. There's like a square slot just for that. Then you're going to have some extra tiles here for another expansion. Then you're going to place these cards here. They're giant cards and they go right there over the tiles. Then you have a rectangle cardboard continuing on with the vineyard expansion. It doesn't matter which way it goes, but it goes on top of those acrylic tiles to keep them in place. And then you're going to have your vineyard boards for each player. I like putting them with two thick sides on top of each other and then another two thick sides on top of each other. You're going to place two of them with the thick sides towards you. Tuck in that cord. And then you're going to place two of them with the thick sides away from you. That's going to be it for the bottom layer. It's where all the expansions are kept, or most of them. Then you're going to take the lid, and I like to have the font for the Castles of Burgundy facing to the right of me. That way I always know, okay, there's an indent right here in the black tray and an indent down here. So when I place the plastic, I know the font goes that way. I already know it's going to fit without me even looking. So that was the first base tray. Then you're going to have the second one. I kept this one basically intact. I didn't really do anything different with it. So you have the plastic frame that goes on top of your player boards. You have the stack of player boards, and then you have all the castles and player pieces. Again, this one has the indent on the top and bottom in the middle, so it's a little bit easier. But to keep everything consistent, I make sure the font goes to the right. This is going to be the second level. Now, in order to fit the neoprene mat in, along with all the other components, this is where I kind of modified how to put this game back in the box. I'm going to start with the player boards next. So I take all 4 player boards, place them on top of the second tray, and then I take everything that is flat. So that's going to be the expansion boards here. They're like thinner than cardboard, like a card stock. That's going to go on top of the player boards. You're going to have the player aids here. I just put those in the bottom right corner. And then I also have the letter that came when I backed the game. The next thing is going to be the neoprene mat. So instead of having the third tray, I actually recycled it. I took all the components and bagged them my own way. And then I recycled the player board. Because I'm never going to use the player board, I got the neoprene player mat. So if you also got the neoprene player mat, just know it can fit in this box. I wrapped it up moderately tight. It wasn't like too much, so it doesn't curl when I lay it back out. But I want to make sure that it lays flat when I put the box lid on. So it needs to be tight enough for you to do that. It also goes diagonal across the box, and it fits fine that you can see. The next thing is going to be the canvas bags. I kept all the tiles in each canvas bag. So for example, these are the buildings. I'll put that one right here. Then I have the, what are these? The black market tiles. And I like to fold over the top of the canvas bag to kind of tuck it in. Then I'm going to have the yellow tiles right here. The green farm tiles right here. Now, the game doesn't come with bags for the other tiles because you're supposed to, like, they're all the same. I personally got bags for them. They were gifted to me. I think they look really nice on the table, and it makes it a lot easier to put it away, but you can just use plastic bags. So, for example, this brown bag is just a plain bag, and it has all the goods tiles in it. And I'll tuck that in right here in the corner. And then I also have the castle tiles in here, and it's a plain red bag. And I'll tuck that right here in the corner. Before I do the other 2 bags, I wanted to talk to you about the containers. So let's just actually pull out this bag here. This bag, I believe, came with the game. It has all the player pieces in it. I actually use the cardboard player standees, and then here's the little bag for the standees. And I like putting them on each player board, and it kind of gives like a nice decoration. So I can tuck that in right here in the corner. And you can also move things around. You just want to make sure that the box lid will close. The next thing are the containers. Now, I'll post a link on these. I got them on Amazon. They are a pretty good price, and I like it because they're small. They don't take up a lot of space on the table, and it's easy to store. This one, for example, is a medium size, and it has like the workers here, and it closes nicely, and I can just set it on the table. And then I have these smaller ones. They come in a pack with different sizes. I also like it because when I'm putting them in the box, I can kind of fit them wherever I can. This last container was only because I ran out of these containers. I use them for like a whole bunch of games. So this is a Stonemaier wingspan container that used to have eggs. And now I put my tile pieces and it's easy for setup. So I'll put the bigger one in the corner here. And I'll put the wingspan one. And then I'm actually going to take these smaller ones and just fit them where I can. Okay, so I have that, and then I have two more bags. I have the Silverling bag. Now, this is from the original Castles of Burgundy game. This was also gifted to me, and you can use those same bags for, like, I don't know, the castle ones or whatnot. I believe the castle one is green, though, and this one is red, which fits the special edition. And then you have the ocean tiles, or the shipping tiles in here. So I like how cute these are, and they don't take up a lot of space in the box. So here it is. Okay, so everything fits. You put the bags on top, then the two trays, and the neoprene mat in the middle, diagonal. Everything should fit now. The last thing is the rulebook. I like putting the rulebook on the very top, and then I'll put the lid on and let's see what happens. Okay, everything fits perfectly in this box. Let's go ahead and tilt it. You could see there is very minimal box lift. I think that's just natural. It's going to be like that. And there, nothing is smashed. Everything has its own place. The terrain pack has its own box. I'll just show you what it looks like. So you're not going to be able to put these in the base game. You can see here, it's already there. You don't need to do anything with it. A lot of people might not have that either. In my base game, I have the acrylic upgrades, which are in here, and the neoprene player mat. I got rid of the top layer plastic tray, and I got rid of the cardboard game board. There you have it, everyone. Hope that was helpful, and please leave a note in the comments of what board game you would like to see back in the box, and hopefully I can help you out next time. See you later.